Hello all, welcome to Shavin with HeadBlade. Doing a head shave tonight. It is Wednesday and it's cartridge night. And we are going to be using the HeadBlade ATX. Doing with only one wheel in the front. Two wheels in the front is the Moto. If I got that right. Either that or that's the ATX. And the one wheel is the Moto. But I think this is the ATX. And we trust what I think, right? Okay. Sorry. Alright. We're using Ach Brito Mogno. I keep forgetting what the scent of this is. It's supposed to be a masculine scent. Okay, if smelling like nothing is masculine, then it's masculine. Because really, there's no scent to that. And we'll be using for an aftershave. We will be using something masculine, Aqua Velva Musk. Just because I wanna. For brush today, we're gonna try it with a brush. We're gonna try it with the Razorock Big Bruce 28mm Plissoft. Not piss off, Plissoft. Plissoft. Got it? Guys, you gots to listen. Okay, we will take the cap off of this here too. We will shake the brush out and we will lather some in. That should be enough. If not, we can always add more, right? Right. Okay. Here we go. Hell of a day. It's been a hell of a day. At least the stuff lathers kind of nicely. It's kind of pasty. Water to it and see if that helps or any. Oh yeah. Helped it quite a bit. Okay. With sweat rolling into my eyes. And my own personal lather catchers. Use this around the ears. How you guys been doing out there? Been getting some good shaves in? How's your weather been doing? We've been sweltering. Next week is supposed to cool off a little bit. It's supposed to get some rainstorms in too. We'll see if that happens. My spray bottle just fell over. My bougie water, as Brandon would say. I think this one's getting close to the end of its life. This is 4th use. And I can definitely feel a difference in it. It's not pulling yet. It's not tugging. But I can still feel a difference. I kind of like these because you could just zip on through to the other side. Okay, we won't sing because I can't sing. My voice is water repelling. I sing in the shower and I don't even get wet. See if we can add a little more. Okay. December 13th. What happened on December 13th? That would be of any interest to anybody. Or should I say December 14th? Excuse me. December 14th. In 1798, David Wilkinson invented a machine to make screws and nuts and bolts. Because prior to that, all such things were hammered out by hand. And if you had a nut and bolt set up, each nut was matched to a bolt. That's why they weren't used that often, because they were expensive to do. Because you'd have to hammer them out and machine match them by hand to each other, instead of just mass producing them on a large scale. Well, he figured out a way to do that. He was actually one of the better inventors of the early 1800s and late 1900s, or late 1700s, early 1800s. He was one of our better inventors in America. We'll take a break here for a second. He produced this machine, invented other machine tools that propelled the American textile industry. And he became known and considered as the father of the American machine tool industry. He was born on January 5th, 1771 in Smithfield, Rhode Island, the son of Ozeel Wilkinson, a blacksmith. Ozeel was already an industrial pioneer when David was 6, because he was making the first hand-cut nails in America. Alright, then in 1790, Samuel Slater came to the town that David and his father and brothers were living in, Providence, to set up a textile mill. And he hired David. Samuel Slater hired David to build the iron forgings and castings for the textile mill and for his cardina and spinning machines. And David also built for Slater the first water-powered textile mill in America. Then, of course, in 1798, he invented the first screw cutting machine, and he patented it. He did put a patent in on that one. But 10 years later, he adapted the design for a general use industrial lathe, which you could make other machine tools with. But he didn't patent that, and he let his patent lapse for the screw cutting machine instead of re-upping it. And everybody recognized the potential for his machines and started copying them. The man was a mechanical genius and a business dud. He did not know business. Either that or just didn't care. Prior to his screw cutting machine, in 1792, he invented a steam engine for a 12-ton vessel built by Elijah Ormsby called the Experiment. It steamed all the way from Providence to Pawtucket on goosefoot paddles on the boat. The wind blew so hard that the boat ended up on the mud flats, and they just left it there to rot because they couldn't get it out. And that was 14 years before Robert Fulton invented his steamship, the Claremont, excuse me. And Wilkinson said this of Robert Fulton: "I never thought Fulton an inventor, but simply a busy collector of other people's inventions." Now, that I've read that before about Fulton. He was very good at taking other people's inventions, maybe tweaking them just a hair, just a wee bit, enough that he could say it wasn't theirs anymore, and then getting a patent on it and becoming rich off of that. All right, in later years, David, in 1810, he built the first power loom for the textile industry, the first one in America. He opened a business in Cohoes, New York. That's Cohoes. Cohoes. This is my hoe. That's her coho. Okay? Cohoes, New York. And that business failed. But he had a business prior to that, and it failed too. So he opened two businesses. Both of them failed. He let his patents lapse. He didn't renew them. He didn't patent some things he should have. He just let stuff slide. So he was a dumbass. Because he ended up broke later on in life, and he ended up traveling around the country and Canada doing construction work on bridges and canals to make ends meet. And he ended up dying in Ontario on February 3rd, 1852, at the age of 81, flat ass broke. If you're gonna be a mechanical genius and invent all this shit, and you're not good with business and numbers, find somebody who is. Otherwise, you end up dying broke at 81. Smart man, though. Invented a lot of things. Turned the industrial apparatus in this country right around, where everything was made by hand, everything was hand fitted, everything was one of. His machine allowed you to make a handful of bolts, nuts and bolts that would all interchange with each other, and you could just reach in a pile of bolts, grab one, reach in a pile of nuts, grab one, and they would work together instead of having to be each one kept together and hand fitted. Big improvement for an industry in this country. Big improvement. Industry in the world, as a matter of fact. Today was also the last day that a human being walked on the moon. It's also the day Napoleon marched out of Russia after losing like 530,000 troops. Those Russian winters are no joke. Yep, David Wilkinson, one of the smartest inventors we've ever had in this country. Invented steam engines, machinery tools, all kinds of stuff. There have been some very, very smart people in the world. And without them, we would not be where we are today. Yep. We would not be here today, would we? Not doing what we're doing. I mean, look at the guys that built the Erie Canal. Or the, excuse me, I said that because that used to be my backyard. The Panama Canal. Well, the Erie Canal is very similar, but it's smaller scale. The Panama Canal, you're connecting two oceans. And you have to have locks in between to constantly adjust, because one ocean's higher than the other. They constantly adjust the water level. And you can't do it all at once, because there's like, I don't know what the big gap is offhand, but it's a big gap. You can't just do it at once. You gotta progressively do it as you go down the line. You gotta progressively adjust the height of the depth of the water, the height of the water. I mean, that took some smarts. Before the turn of the century, before 1900, that took some smarts, guys, to figure all that out, how to do it. Took some back-breaking work too. Yes, they had witch hazel. They had steam-powered shovels. They were nowhere as strong as the ones we have today with the hydraulics and everything. Change my fan so it blows in my head. Dry that witch hazel out a little bit. All right, Aqua Velva Musk. Trying to keep an eye on the flow so I didn't get too much in my hand, because you know you can drive a semi truck in that and it's still, I give up on that one. Good scent, good scent, good scent. I like the musk. Hope everybody's doing okay out there. Hope you all got your Christmas shopping done. Mine's been done for about 3 weeks now. I got mine done in November. I still have to wrap it. I just got my wrapping paper today. I ran out of wrapping paper. And I got my wrapping paper today. So tomorrow's project is going to be to wrap all my presents and set them out on the table, because I am not putting up a Christmas tree this year. Nope, not this year. What I did is I printed out a photo of a Christmas tree on my computer, on my laptop, and on my printer. I got a little Christmas tree. I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to put a stick behind it, and I'm going to put the stick into a styrofoam base and stand it up on the table where all the decorations are facing towards people are going to be sitting. That's going to be my Christmas tree. I do not feel like putting one up this year. Call me lazy. I don't care, because if you want to call me lazy, I will agree with you. Thank you. Alright guys, good head shave. These do okay for me. The only thing I would say is I have one subscriber, I'm sorry guy, I can't remember your name, who said he got a very bad head gouge with one of these. I would say before you put it to your head to check to make sure it's locked in place well, so that you don't have that problem. Because there was one time I used one of these, and when I put it to my head, like on the third or fourth pass I was going on, the blade did fall off on me because I didn't have it locked in position tightly. So just make sure, you should do that with any cartridge. Make sure it's locked in place tight before you use it. And it's like a DE. You always make sure the handle's screwed on tight before you go to use it, and the blade's not sliding around inside the head. Alright guys, it's a good shave. They do fine. They do really, really fine. They do. For a quick head shave, they do great. So I appreciate you being here. Don't forget the affiliate link to the Razor Company. If you're going to buy something from the Razor Company or buy a soap anywhere, go ahead and use that link. When I get 10% back on whatever you spend. You spend $50, I get $5 back, okay? And that $5 stays in my PayPal account. When that amount gets to $25, I go and buy a Razor Company gift card for $25, and then we do a drawing on this channel, and I give it back to you guys. So one of you will win a $25 gift card, courtesy of the guys that use the affiliate link, and hell, you might even win back the gift card after you spent $50, so you might get half your money back. Alright? Worth a shot, right? Alright guys, appreciate that. Don't forget the links to the 4 channels I'll put in the description box. Please use those. Let's help boost their numbers honestly and correctly, like they're supposed to be. And with that, I will say, done with the battling fat guy in the camera. You're in the chair next. Happy shaves out there. Ho, ho, ho.